Welcome back to the 17 News at Noon podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Noon.
Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us for 17 News at Noon. I'm Nicole Gitske. We begin with a fire that damages two homes in East Bakersfield. It happened yesterday just before 4:30 in the 600 block of Hazlett Avenue, just southeast of Mount Vernon Elementary School. County firefighters said in addition to the buildings burned, the flames damaged vehicles parked in the area. The cause of that fire is under investigation. There were no reports of injuries. And a person is in the hospital after their trailer goes up in flames. It happened around 4:30 this morning on Ohio Drive near East Brundage Lane. According to Bakersfield Fire, that trailer was completely engulfed in flames, and an additional two other trailers were being threatened. One person was inside the trailer and able to escape, but did suffer severe burn wounds. That person was taken to the hospital. The cause of the fire is under investigation. And Bakersfield police continue their efforts to combat gang violence, making a slew of gun arrests. The first series of arrests happened Friday. 27-year-old James Webb was arrested on suspicion of gang violence, carrying a concealed gun and having an open container of alcohol in a vehicle. 27-year-old Dion Evans was arrested on suspected gang participation, carrying a concealed gun and driving with a suspended license. 28-year-old Kazan Villegas and 29-year-old Philip Lopez were arrested on suspicion of possessing unregistered guns, being prohibited persons in possession of guns, and gang participation. Saturday, 19-year-old Darren Williams was arrested on suspicion of having an unregistered gun and gang participation. 24-year-old Darius Burton was arrested after running away from officers during a traffic stop. Police say he threw a handgun away and he was running. That gun was recovered. The driver of the car, 29-year-old DeAndre Smith, was also arrested on gang and gun charges. Sunday, 25-year-old Augustine James was arrested after allegedly firing a gun into the air. He was booked for a negligent discharge and possession of a concealed gun. Finally, 24-year-old Abel Villatoro was arrested after running away from police during a traffic stop. He was booked on suspicion of being a felon with a gun, as well as drug and gang charges. Now, in your 17 Court Watch, the sentencing in the case of another 3-month-old child's death has been postponed. Erica Cervantes pleaded no contest in 2018 to one count of willful cruelty to a child. In 2014, Cervantes' daughter was taken to Memorial Hospital, where investigators say they responded for reports of child abuse. The infant was having seizures and difficulty breathing. Her condition worsened, and she was taken to Valley Children's Hospital in Madera, where she died a day later. The baby's father, Jesus Batista, is due back in court in December. He's charged with 4 counts of willful cruelty to a child. Cervantes' sentencing has been set for January 5th. And the woman accused of drowning her daughter's newborn was assigned a courtroom today for a trial on charges of first-degree murder. Bheant Dhillon allegedly drowned the baby after her daughter gave birth in the bathroom in 2018. Dhillon said she placed the newborn face down in a bathtub with several inches of water, and with the help of Dhillon's nephew, buried the baby in the backyard. According to documents, Dhillon and her husband, Jagsir Singh, lied to their daughter that they placed the child up for adoption. Well, healthcare professionals here in Kern County are getting real hands-on experience. Today, Kern Medical debuted their simulation center, which will help train staff on realistic medical procedures while focusing on communication and collaboration. Simulation training is a medium to help practice tasks, but in a real-life scenario. These simulations are to help improve the patient's experience and reduce healthcare costs. Healthcare workers operate on a real-life mannequin controlled by computer software to mimic real-life cases. The Simulation Center trains a variety of professionals in the healthcare field. And the Bakersfield Police Department Community Collaborative is seeking community input on local police reform efforts. It's happening through a series of listening sessions taking place this week. These are open forums for you to share your experiences, insights, and ideas. All sessions will be accessible via Zoom. The verse is happening tomorrow night at 7. For more information on how you can get involved, visit our website, kget.com.
Take a look at our forecast on this Tuesday. Yesterday, we were in the upper 60s. In fact, our high 68 degrees. Now this morning, we were chilly. Needed the seat warmers and the heater in my car. We were at 47. We should be right around 74 on our high this time of year, and 99 the record, set back in 1906. We have the air quality alert because of the fires burning south until 5 p.m. on Friday, so expect that haze to linger. And then we've got the fire weather warning, or the red flag warning we call it, until 5 p.m. tonight. Due to low humidity and dew points, the winds will continue to calm down as we go throughout the day, and you can see nothing on satellite and radar. Clear skies for us around the state, and daytime highs today 78 in Sacramento, Fresno 74, 70 south, Vegas 70 today on the high, in Phoenix they're in the upper 60s, so they're seeing the influence of that colder air mass that's to the east of us, because you can see up near Salt Lake 46 today for a high. Take a look at the national numbers. 50s out of Boise, 40 in Salt Lake is mentioned. Denver today 42, with Omaha 38. We warm things up as we head east. Atlanta today at 79, and mild out of New York and D.C. with those 60s. Here at home, air quality unhealthy for sensitive groups. Your AQI at 107, slipping from the moderate range that we had yesterday. And today 75 in Bakersfield, 73 in Delano, 72 in Taft. An east wind 5 to 10. Into the mountains, again, we're not expecting strong winds. Just out of these 5 to 10, could see a few gusts near 15, 64 in Frazier Park. Tehachapi at 62, 70s for the Kern River Valley today, and then for the desert, sunny, a little bit warmer, an east wind 10 to 15, 68 in Mojave. Your extended forecast. We are going to warm things up, upper 70s tomorrow, lower 80s Thursday through next Monday. Overnight, still chilly in the lower 50s, and then for the mountains, we'll look for sunny skies, but also a haze the next several days. 70s on the board Thursday through Monday for you, and then for the Kern River Valley, we'll look at upper 70s, lower 80s Wednesday through Monday. Overnight into the 30s and 40s, so definitely a little bit of a warm-up for all of Kern County. Back over to you.
All right, thanks so much for that, Kevin. You were asked to camp in for cancer instead of the annual camp out for next week's 24-hour camp in. Camp in Against Cancer benefits Kern County Cancer Foundation that honors survivors, remembers loved ones lost, and raises money to help cancer patients currently battling. And for more information, head to campoutagainstcancer.org. The camp in starts November 6th. And today's the deadline for all of you ghouls and ghosts to submit your costumes for this year's 17's News at Sunrise Spectacular. We're holding this event virtually this year because of COVID-19. You can enter pictures of your child's Halloween costume for a chance to win prizes from local sponsors. Prizes include a gift card to Snyder's, a laptop, tickets to Murray Family Farms, and many more. Head to KGET.com and click on the contest tab to enter by midnight. Tune into Sunrise on Friday to see those winners. Well, Urbane Cafe is set to open its second location in Bakersfield next week. The new cafe is located at 5625 California Avenue, right next to the recently opened California Fish Grill. It opens November 2nd. For its grand opening, Urbane Cafe will offer free meals. They'll also be matching funds donated by patrons in support of OMAT Academy, a summer learning program for students, and the United Way of Kern County. While most voters know how they will vote by now, not everyone knows there are laws governing polling place behavior. 17's Robert Price has more on what you can wear, what you can say, and what you can snap with your smartphone.
We are still several days out from the election, but you wouldn't know it based on the steady stream of voters lined up here at election headquarters at the county building on Truxtun Avenue.
The line rarely had fewer than 20 people during my visit Monday. And while that might not come close to the lines that have been reported in Atlanta, Columbus, Houston, and other cities, it's substantial enough that we're almost surely looking at an early ballot record for Kern County. That's according to Mary Bedard, who is the county's elected auditor, controller, county clerk, and by virtue of those titles, also the register of voters.
We have probably close to 100,000 ballots that we're already in the process, processing. So those would then be, if we accept them, then they would then be included in that first count on election night.
Crushing the previous record of?
Nowhere close to this. I don't have the figures for me, but it wouldn't be close to this.
Despite the huge influx of early ballots, the county elections office is still bracing for a substantial number of election day voting at local polling stations. That means preparing poll workers to police certain activities that, due to the unusual volume and passion of the electorate, could prove challenging. Three things in particular will demand attention. One is what's known as electioneering, which can include everything from passing out campaign literature within 100 feet of the polling station to telling other voters why they should support your candidate to wearing the swag of your favorite person or cause, a t-shirt, a button, a ball cap.
Not okay. Trump. Make America great again. If it just said that, that would be okay. But because it mentions a candidate by name, no go. Will you shut up, man? Famously uttered by Joe Biden in the first presidential debate. Does not mention a candidate by name, however, so you can wear that into a polling station.
If it has a candidate's name, or if it said yes on proposition, something else, that would not be allowed. But if it's simply a slogan, that's fine for them to wear.
Another is poll watching. Local supporters of both major party presidential candidates have talked to their supporters about observing voters at the polls, ostensibly to make sure things go smoothly. And that's legal within certain guidelines.
Observers are allowed at the poll sites, as always, but they do have to wear masks, and they can't interfere with voters.
And then there's this seemingly trivial matter. Can you take photos at a polling station? Answer, yes, but only of yourself. You can snap a selfie in your private little voting booth, but nothing beyond, according to Bedard. This election season has been like no other, the county registrar says.
I think it's largely just the interest and the passion that people are bringing to it. I mean, that's probably the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Bedard just hopes that passion does not escape the confines of legal election day behavior. In downtown Bakersfield, Robert Price, 17 News.
And a reminder, today is the last day to request a vote by mail ballot if for some reason you didn't receive yours. Everyone should have gotten one in the mail this month. If you're worried you might not get a ballot in time to mail it off by November 3rd, officials say the remote accessible vote by mail system, normally reserved for overseas, military, and disabled voters, is available to all this year. If you don't request a mail ballot by today, you can still pick one up physically at the elections office. Conditional voter registration is also available at the elections office, satellite office, and any poll site on election day. Visit kernvote.com or call 868-3590 for more information on the options available to you.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Noon.
The 17 News at Noon podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to KGET.com.